Yes, this is another walking video, but today I want to talk about 3 things that I've seen or has happened to me being a walker that I am. Okay, right off the bat, just in case you don't finish the video, so I'm going to say this again at the end of the video, I am changing my times. My videos will go up to YouTube. My times now were 9 a.m. I'm changing them to 7 a.m. I'm doing that for a couple reasons. A lot of people, a lot of friends of mine, before they get up to go to work, they say it'd be nice to be able to watch a video instead of having to wait till they come in from work. So by them going up at 7 a.m. should give them the time to do it. All right, guys. Whew. I didn't get much sleep last night. I might tell you about that for the end of the video. Up and around the corner, we'll start off with the first thing that I've seen down here. One of the first wacky things I've seen from this park. Okay, back a couple years ago, my son was walking with me, and it was in the summertime, and we just got down here and we passed a car that was parked over there on the other side. I'll show you in a minute. And there's a guy in the car, and he was in the car, and the way he was positioned, it did not look like he was sleeping. No. It literally looked like somebody was dead in the car. Okay, he was in his car. Hey, Stormy, stop. And he had one hand kind of on the steering wheel out like this, and his head was completely cocked over, and he was like this in the seat. Guys, he did not look like he was alive. The guy was parked right here, right here. So, as Dame and I went back around to do another lap, I spoke to Dame. I was like, son, I made a video about this too. I did, but I never showed the guy in the car. I did make a video about this. I was like, Damien, I don't think that guy's alive. And I was concerned with my son because it'd be the first person he's ever seen dead. But we didn't know if he was, you know, gone or he was sleeping. So we came up with an idea. When we walked past the car, we walked slower and we started talking really, really loud. See if that'd get his attention. No. Now, it was early morning. It was about 7 a.m. I usually walk really early in the summertime. I walked really early to beat the heat and beat the kids down here. Now, usually about 8 o'clock in the morning of the summertime, this park fills up with children, right? So I told my son, I was like, we need to find out if this guy's alive or not, because if he's dead, we have to call somebody. We have to call the police. These children are going to be here in about an hour, and that's not going to be good. You know, a guy completely, you know, deceased in a car and children playing on. I didn't know what to do. So as we passed the car the second time, I took my hand on the back trunk. I tapped on it like bang, 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 just to see if I budge him. Nope, he didn't even budge. So at this time, we're pretty sure he's not asleep. So we made another lap around. This time I knocked on the window. Excuse me, sir, wake up, sir, wake up. He didn't budge. So I told Dame, I was like, yeah, I think he's not with us. So we went on by and we commenced, you know, going through the lap. And I was like, we got to call the police. At that point in time, one of the park people pulled in because they was going to mow grass. So I went up to the park man. I told him what we think was going on. He goes over to the car and he tried to knock on the window. Nothing. He says, I got an idea. When I start the big lawn tractor, I'm going to start it right next to the car. That will wake anybody up. Guarantee, especially when I put my blades on. So Damien and I kind of stood back a little bit, right about here. Yeah, it was about right here. He started his blade up right there. and the guy never budged. So immediately we thought he was definitely not asleep. So the park man got a hold of the police. Police came down. They took their billy clubs, knocked on the window, knocked all over the car. It took them, they did this for like maybe, it seemed like 5 or 10 minutes, but more than likely, it was probably like 30 seconds. Finally, the guy budged. He woke up, and I smell cigarette smoke. Yeah. Oh, there's a car over there. Finally, the guy budged. He woke up. And my friend Jeff was down here at the time. He came down to walk, and it was done. Damon and I was done, so Jeff told me what was going on. Evidently, the guy was driving all night, and he got in real late. He came in to see family members, but he didn't want to get in their house, you know, like 2 in the morning. So he came over here to park to sleep it off, and that's what happened. Cops, he didn't get in trouble. The cops just like, okay, make sure you was fine, and send him on his way. So that had a good ending. Thank God it did. Now, the things I'm telling you are just the top things that's happened. I've seen lots of stuff here at the park. The next thing I'm gonna tell you, it has what I call a poetic justice ending. Yes. Well, it was, I'm thinking, was it this past winter or the winter before? It was the winter before. I was down here walking, and yes, it was a lot of snow on the ground. A lot of snow. But right where I'm walking at, there was a little bit of path going on through that way. Then down here by the small pavilion, it was a little bit bigger of a path for the cars to park, because that was kind of cleaned off a little bit. But this guy basically pulled right here, and what looked like a brand new Camaro, brand new Camaro, Ohio plates, and he parked it right here. Well, I had to basically walk off the path and walk in the dangerous snowy part and icy to get around him. So as I passed the car the second time, I almost fell doing that. I thought, well, maybe I should ask the guy if he'd do me a favor. There was actually 2 guys and a young lady in the car. I say they all were probably in their 20s. And all I did was ask the guy if he could move his car right up to about this spot right where I'm at now. Because this was all, I stopped, I was like, sir, is there any way I get you to move your car about maybe 50 feet up, and that's the perfect spot, is clear? Because this is the path I walk on, and I have to walk in the snow. And I was being very polite with this. I said, if you could do that, I'd definitely appreciate it. He looked at me straight in the eyes. He says, F you, boomer. Well, first of all, I didn't know what a boomer was, and I'm not a boomer. So I looked up the dates. I didn't know what a boomer was. I had no clue until my daughter told me later. So I was like, okay, the guy's not exactly in a good mood. Oh, fudge. Let me show you what I see. Right here is glass. Stormy, stay back, baby. That's glass. I did not realize it was glass, so I gotta make sure I walk away from that, so I don't want Stormy getting glass in her paws. That's another thing, when you walk with your dog, you gotta keep your eyes peeled at all times for obstacles on the ground. And yes, a lot of times I see glass on the ground. Now, I'm very glad I spotted that, although when I do my laps, I walk the other side, so I wouldn't have hit it anyway. But anyway, the individual would not move his car, and he said, F you, boomer, to me. So I'm like, what the heck, you know? I was like, okay, no biggie. I just walk around him real slow, you know, maybe he's having a bad day. Although I knew why he said that, because he was trying to be all cool and macho in front of that girl and his friend, because when he said that, he looked over at his friend, they all started laughing. So I was like, okay, I gave him a laugh at my expense. So as I approach this lap again, and when I get up there, I'll tell you what happened. As I approach the car again, he pulls out a little bit. He gets into the snowy area, and I was like, oh, cool, he's actually going to move. So he's sitting there, and I was like, what is going on? So I'm getting closer and closer to the car, and I'm thinking maybe he's going to say, hey, I'm moving it, you know, or whatever. So I'm expecting that. And I'm on the cleared area now. So I got about maybe 10 feet behind the car. He guns it. He blows all that snow all over me, ice and everything. I don't know how I came out of that without a cut on me. And since he was in one of them extremely rich sports cars with a big engine, when he gunned it, it fishtailed, and he literally went over the embankment right here and got himself stuck. Oh yeah. Here's where the poetic justice comes in, guys. When he sprayed me with all that snow and ice, I was freaking mad. Oh, I was pissed. Then when I seen him lose control and bank it over the side there, the next thing I did even surprised me. Okay, so I'm gonna walk over here because that's where that makes sure. I'm making sure there's no glass on this side. There's a few slivers. So we just gotta be very cautious. But anyway, guys, instead of going up to the dude, laughing at him, calling him dirty names, I went up there, I was like, you put it in low one, I give you a push out. Yeah. So I got behind his car and I gave it all I had. I got him back out to the road, and do you know, he stuck his head out the window, and I never forget this till the day I die. Especially looking at his face. And I said this, I made a video of this too. He stuck his head out the window and says, thank you, sir. And I hollered back, I said, I'm not a boomer now? I think I said, I'm not a F-U boomer now? Then he took off out of the park. Poetic justice, y'all. Okay, the last one, I wasn't walking at this park. I was over at the place called the football field, which is baseball diamonds, a football field, and everything else. It's a big, huge circle, by the way. And I did a video entry when I first got there, and I seen a vehicle come in. I paid no attention to it as I was doing my video entry. And I got done with that, and I put my camera in the car on the seat, and I locked the door. As I got to the other side of the field, so to speak, I seen an individual. I seen the truck behind my car, which was the truck that pulled in. Then I seen the individual walk into each one of my doors trying to open them up. Oh yeah. So immediately, I didn't have Stormy with me this morning. Immediately I climbed over a little fence. I fell down. I did. And I got up and I was like, hey! Then as I started running, I tripped again and fell down again. And they got into the truck and took the hell off. Yeah. You wouldn't think it, but even in a place that's... you could be in a place that has no crime at all, and there's always going to be that one individual. The video I made before last, that's where I was at, if you can see through the fog. I was down that hill at that creek. Yeah, it's one of my favorite places to be, and when I walk by here, and I don't think I could do anymore, I draw energy from that creek. Yeah. Just thought I'd show you once again where that was at. I tried to make that video a little bit more different than what it came out, but I still think it works. At least what was in me head at the time. Okay, we're gonna rock back and forth. I've had a hard walk so far this morning. I didn't get much sleep last night. I got up to use the bathroom and my daughter wasn't feeling so good. So I stayed up with her for a couple hours to make sure she was okay. And I did not get a lot of sleep. Holy. So my body, that's one of the things, if you're a walker, that's one of the things I said in one of my videos, you gotta make sure you get at least some good amount of sleep. If not, your body, you'll feel it. So we're gonna rock back and forth, and we're gonna talk about some of the weird things that I do see. That's just three of the top. That's just three of the ones I can remember. I see all kinds of weird stuff all the time, folks. Now, I went back to my roots after I got COVID, I'm walking. What I mean by that is I quit listening to music. Okay, I wanted to go back to my roots like I've done for so many years, me and Stormy, and no music. But there was another reason I did that too. Out of all the places I walk, here at this park and down there at Waterway Park, there's traffic with other vehicles, okay? All the other places like the football field, the river, and the trails, no traffic. No automobiles are allowed there. So well, not every so often. Quite often you're going to have a car come in and pass you up. And sometimes when the cars come in and they go by you, they're real cool about it. They go slow and they make sure you're well out of the way. Now, before they redid this park and put in parking spots, and the whole road was open to traffic because it was two ways. Now it's just one way. And so where I'm at now walking, as you can see, parking spots here, it's safe. Well, at least it's kind of safe. But out here, when it was like that last time, you couldn't really hear anything come up behind you anyway. You had your music in your ears. And it's just, guys, a lot of times people did not slow down. They got real close to me. Oh yeah, and it's like they're doing it purposely. And to be truthful, I did not really hear the cars behind me because I had the music going. Usually I would look at Stormy and she usually tells me somebody's behind because she would jerk and look back. But a lot of times she didn't even catch them. So I decided to do away with the music. I got to be safe. Now, does that mean when I walk places that don't have a road, well, I listen to music? Probably not. I want to come back to my roots. I want to come back, and plus, I don't know. The music I've always had trouble with the music. Either I would drop signal or my music album wouldn't work right, etc., etc., etc. I've always had problems with listening to music when I walk. Big time. I said, no, it's out. But I will tell you the music does help when you walk, guys, okay? So if you're a beginner walker, or if you don't walk with music, it helps out tremendously. It does. It's just me. I might go back to it one day, but not anytime soon. No. Here we're going to stop at the car and debate how much more am I going to do today. So I'm exhausted. I have no idea how many laps I've done because I didn't even count them today. No. I told Stormy, I was like, we get down here and do what we can. When I get really too pooped. Plus, I had to go pee when I got down here. I forgot to do it at home. Now, I can easily go over to the restrooms over yonder there. The problem with that is I got a dog. I'm not so sure they like me taking Stormy in there. Okay, I'll do one last lap and make it a slow lap and finish up the video. But I've had lots of interesting things happen when I walk. And that's just a few of them I told y'all. Believe me. I could tell you one more, okay? Let me tell you one more. Back, I think it was in 2017. Let me turn around. Sorry if I'm making you dizzy. Right behind the round barn, right there, it was about, I'm guessing 20, maybe more police officers over there one morning. I say about half this park was filled up with police cars. And they all pulled in at one time while my daughter and I was walking down here one day. All right, not to change the subject in the middle of my story, but what is it with my dog? Whenever she sees a company truck that has a little light on top and that light's going, she wants to eat it up. I don't know what it is about Stormy, but she hates trucks like that. Okay, back to my story. And oh my gosh, I'm tired. All these police officers pulled in and they all got out with metal detectors. They went over there behind the round barn and we're like, what the heck's going on? What the heck is? And every time we walk by and we try to be nosy and we couldn't figure it out. They was all over there with metal detectors and stuff. Then eventually that happened. We was able to get through there about another 4 times, and then they went ahead and roped it off and wouldn't let anybody through. So we went ahead and went on home. And only to find out sometime through the night there was a jewelry store robbery, and they had reports they buried the jewelry over there behind the round barn. Now, did they ever find it? I do not know. Did that happen? I do not know. But that explains why the policemen were down there. That was just some excitement, because as we was walking by through here trying to figure out what the heck happened, my dad's like, maybe there's a dead body over there. I said, why would they have metal detectors? Well, Dad, maybe they buried it. I said, nah, they have dogs. They have a certain dog for that. And we're trying to figure out what the heck happened. Yeah, that happened. That went down in 2017. I might have made a video about that too. Hell, what don't I make videos about? Holy, but wow. The fog is picked up, boys. Let me tell you something when I get to the car. Now, a lot of times when I walk down here, there's always somebody down here. There's always another car or whatnots. But there are some days like today, nobody's here. The only person I've seen was the park man and some other utility truck that just passed the Stormy tried to eat the truck. That's it. I got the whole place to myself. And guys, that's the way I prefer it. My anxiety is usually lower when that happens. My stress level's lower. And I don't know why sometimes when there's a lot of people here, it makes my anxiety go up a little bit, but it does. Oh shoot, I didn't hit the camera on me. Let's do another lap, guys, okay? Why not? By the way, my new shoes, oh, they're awesome. They are awesome. My feet are feeling zero pain. My shin splints are completely gone. And yeah. But anyway, I love having a place to myself. Over the football field, sometimes I get that to myself, but it depends on what time of year. In the winter months, I have it all the time to myself. Here, for the many past years, let me stop for a second. For the many past years, this time of year, I will always have this park to myself until they built that new pool this past summer. And holy, this place always has somebody here now. And no, the pool's not open, obviously, but since they redid the park, people like coming and seeing it. Now, I told you it gives me anxiety when there's other cars here and people here. But you want to hear something funny? When they were building that pool, I was still able to do what I call half laps here. So what I would do, I made a video about this. I would walk a half and do another half and count that as one, which was way further. In other words, I was putting more miles in doing it that way. But I had very little anxiety when they were building the pool. I don't know what it is that seemed to calm me. So yeah, I pretty much watched that pool get built. Now, it did get to the point it was getting too dangerous because the dump trucks coming in and out. And there, about maybe 3 weeks before they actually got done with the pool, they did close the park down. So you wasn't able to drive around here. But I didn't have no anxiety on that. Good figure, right? All right, guys. I can't make a promise. I'm probably doing another walking video. Who knows when. My plans are, I'm hoping to do some fishing this weekend. We have rain all day Saturday. Sunday's supposed to be beautiful. I am scheduling that day for a fishing day. Hopefully I'll be able to do it, and it more than likely will probably be the last day of the year I could fish until spring. That's what my goal is, guys. And then the days I can't fish, we go straight to hiking. So if you like my adventure videos, they are coming. Now remember, like I started the video off, I will be changing my times. My videos go up. Instead of 9 a.m., they'd be going up at 7 a.m. in the morning. So yeah. All right, guys, let's get to the car and I'll go ahead and close it out. Stormy, do we want to drink a water? She's got to go potty. That's what she says. All right, guys, until next time, hopefully the next video will be an adventure video of fishing or whatever. So until next time, thanks for watching, y'all. I wanted to bring to y'all and tell you some of the weirdest things I've seen when I walk over the years. And I only came up with just a couple of them. There's a heck of a lot more. But then we're my tops. So until next time, come on, let's get out of here. And I hope you have a wonderful day. We'll see you in a couple days.